So we've been learning about how to make a graphical user interface in Netbeans, how to make a GUI. So the purpose of the graphical user interface is it gives icons and pictures, graphics, for the user to work with, to interface with. So instead of expecting a user to go to like the command line and type in everything, like how to open a file, run a game, they don't have to put C colon their username slash program files slash run whatever like we used to have to do back in the day. Instead, we have some icons we can click on for running things and opening things, and we can have menus, drop-down menus, radio buttons. So we've been looking at how to make that, but the whole point of a user interface is to make it easy for people. Right now, the only way you could share your application with someone is to send them the entire project, and they would have to download Netbeans and open up Netbeans or some other IDE that runs Java stuff and run your Java file. Well, that sounds like a lot of work. So let's look at a way to package everything up into a nice little executable file called a jar file that's easily shared. So we have this example GUI that was just a big mess, threw a bunch of things on, but let's look at how we can take this and make it an executable file. So I'm going to have a couple of steps. I'm going to right click on the project, properties, and I'm going to do two things here. First, what am I running? I'm running a main class that is called example GUI. This is really important. Sometimes I forget to do this and it does not run at all. And we are going to be packaging things up. We're going to build a jar. Okay, that looks good. Great. Okay, so that just set up our preferences for how the jar file will be created. Now we just need to clean and build. We can right click, clean and build, or we can clean, sweep it up, build. There's a hammer. And if we check out everything that compiled, it tells us that it created a new directory, a new folder, build, and it's doing all kinds of things. It's making lots of things, and it's also making a folder called dist. That's for distribution, because you're making a jar file that you can distribute to people. And it tells us where we can find this jar file. It's going to be called unit_4, and it's going to be in that distribution folder. So if we go to Netbeans unit 4 distribution folder and we try to run this, now we get our beautiful messy window here, which is what we created. And notice I can move this somewhere else, like onto my desktop. Now it's on my desktop, and I can run it from my desktop, and it runs perfectly fine. I could possibly email this to somebody. The only problem with emailing jar files is people used to make viruses in Java quite a bit. Something would look like it was an application that they were sharing with you, but actually there were hidden viruses in it. So your computer security really looks very closely at Java files and might not let you open it, or you might have to do some work to get it to open. But this is basically how you can make a jar file. You can go to your other projects that you've made and you can try to run them. Remember, the key thing is that we had to set up in properties the main class that we want it to run and make sure that it's making a jar file after compiling. Once that's done, we just clean and build. That's it, that's all. Good luck.